Hello, and I'm here once again, loving life with all its sunshine. I've had some conversations lately over YouTube and text and such, and come to the belief that some of us feel like OnPassive's AI is the sole magic behind the traffic that we expect to see generated through the campaigns. But I'll tell you, our AI does a whole lot more than just mess around with email traffic. I bid you a good day, and my name's Jeffrey, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the role of OnPassive's AI. When it comes to deploying the power of AI, there's basically two types of companies. Those that develop and sell AI as a core product would be the first one, and the second one, like OnPassive, are those that use AI to complement their value line of their products and services. We use the type of AI called machine learning, and that is a specific type of AI that's put into the platform. So before we get into it too much, let's look at a little bit of a baseline understanding, so to speak, about how OnPassive does work with their own AI. So first off, OnPassive develops and continues to develop its own AI technologies. Alrighty? Second off, AI is used in developing and running the products for OnPassive only. It is not for sale. In other words, it's not going to be a product that somebody can get their hands on. We use it internally for our uses only. Additionally, OnPassive has made this AI a very integral part of its mechanism. It's made it part of its structure, a part of the process. It's gone into the engineering, and it's helped stabilize the architecture, and it's used in nearly every one of the products and services that we have, as well as the digital infrastructure of the company itself. OnPassive has also created these technologies 100% from scratch. We don't use any third-party or second-hand material in anything that we do, and that means that OnPassive is totally organic, exclusive, and proprietary. Okay, machine learning is an application of artificial intelligence that actually provides systems with an ability to automatically learn and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed. In other words, it focuses on the development of computer programs that can access data and use it to learn for themselves. That's what it is. Some people call this deep learning. Deep learning is technically the same as machine learning in that it functions in the same way. It just has different capabilities. The main difference between the two is that machine learning models become progressively better, even though they may still need some guidance. So this is the application of AI OnPassive is using, because it can tackle extremely large data sets and analyze them then to give us or expose or reveal patterns, trends, and associations and such. And it's especially useful as it relates to human behavior and interactions. So AI is about making computers smarter by allowing them to learn and to use their real power, which is actually analyzing big data. Because of that power, AI is actively used by OnPassive to enhance and transform customer-facing services by increasing efficiency and optimizing the user experience. And when we refer to customer-facing, we're talking about interacting personally with a customer or user. When machines are programmed to function like the human brain, they learn to do things that humans can do. And OnPassive uses this particular type of AI so to automate the work that's normally done by humans. In other words, one of the things that OnPassive software does is to automate the stuff that is usually done by the people that are sitting at the workstations or the laptops or some sort of a user interface there at OnPassive. And through AI, OnPassive's automation can be done in a mass scale with very large numbers and at a speed that's a whole lot faster than anything else that's available. Technically, Every facet of OnPassive uses or has machine learning attributes operating within it to some extent. As OnPassive grows and our ecosystem continues to evolve and mature, then we're going to have a greater and greater need for this type of technology too. So it's going to end up growing and augmenting greater amounts of work that normally are done by people. So life is good. At OnPassive, the machines or the computers, they're actually told what to do through programming. In other words, the coders, the text that write the code, they tell the program what the objectives are, and they give it rules to follow in meeting those objectives. Much like the Google programmers did with AlphaGo. You remember AlphaGo? That was the AI that we spoke about in the Game State series. Well, we tell these programs these things through coding, through software, and the information technology within the service so that it can predict or reveal trends and such on behalf of consumers and obviously on behalf of OnPassive. But this is a part of OnPassive its buyers and resellers aren't likely to ever know about or hear about simply because it's pre-designed. It's a pre-coded characteristic. It exists beneath the user interface and just renders, particular predictions based on data and rules that are provided to it as a result of the human programming it, or as a result of data acquired through its self-learning capabilities. So whatever the case, its algorithms are fueled by the data it's been given and is collected and then used to automate different functionalities so it can work toward a predicted or acceptable or a wanted outcome for its user or for the company. As used here, algorithms are simply a set of processes or processes, sets of rules that are supposed to be followed in calculations and other problem-solving operations, especially by a computer, to anticipate and render predictable offers or outcomes. OnPassive also uses what's called natural language processing, NLP. This is a field, for lack of a better word, in machine learning that's able to provide the ability for a computer to understand, to analyze, to manipulate, and potentially generate human language. As such, NLP is a component of the OnPassive AI. So to understand what this is, we could compare it to what's called neuro-linguistic programming, which is also NLP. So don't get them confused. But this refers to our physical or our biological neural net, or more specifically, the neural language functions carried out by that net or by our brain. It would be like us learning the language of our own mind and then using it for our own personal development. As such, natural language processing is a software program's ability to understand human language as it's spoken, and it's one of the components of artificial language. As an example of OnPassive's AI use, if a user makes a request to change their finance data or components of identification, there are measures in place within the program that are part of its pre-coded software. These measures require certain actions be taken by the software to make sure that they not only complete the security of the information, but that the security of every component of action related to that information is also kept. And the coding for this stuff is very tedious and time consuming, and it takes a long time. AI is not something you can just whip out in a single day. So without going too deep, these types of technologies are developed for verifying identifications or identities, things like digital and video signatures and other components of user information. For instance, when somebody logs into the system, a type of AI enhanced coding is going to kick in using various mechanisms to verify the information, the user's identity, and many other things that concern the login, as well as the actual activity of the person that is logging in. And this is to say that there's routines that are run strictly through the software programming without human interaction or involvement that can learn about the behavior and interact accordingly with it. This just means that there's steps immediately taken at the point of login, and taken every step of the way to secure the information and to verify the user, who they are, what they're doing, that sort of stuff. And again, this is to say that the machine intelligence recognizes the activities that are being done or performed by the user. It knows exactly where the person is in the program, exactly what the program is doing, what the person is doing. It even understands precisely where the user is in the process, whatever process that might be, or whoever that person is. The AI portion of the system software will interact one-on-one with the user very specifically, and even talk to the user almost as if it's human. So the interaction would almost be as if someone with a view to where we're sitting, where you are and what you are, as if they were standing like maybe right behind you, watching everything you did. And once you've been on this system for a little while, you're going to realize this is not business as usual. And you're going to understand very quickly just how reliable it is. You're going to get a sense that it's trustworthy and that it's accurate, and it's going to be a good feeling for you. It won't take long for you to realize that this is a very different experience from anything you've probably been used to. So, behaving nicely, yeah, you might want to do that. And by that I mean, don't try to go into places where you shouldn't go or try to hack anything, and that could be scary for you, because the system's going to track the behavior of the user to a very incredible degree. I wouldn't recommend doing anything that you don't want to have to explain sometime later. So anyway, it's going to know who you are, where you are, what your language is, what the programs are that you are in, how far into them you are. It's going to snag some DNA from you. No, I'm kidding. It ain't going to do anything like that. But it's going to be able to record just about every keystroke that you've ever applied, and it's going to know a whole lot more about you and what you are doing than you think. So, hey, I'm just saying, it ain't going to hurt you to respect the tech, okay? Now, as we gain momentum going into the end of OnPassive's pre-launch phase, in my opinion, and the end of an era, then one of the last things we're going to experience before launch is the effect of the marketing campaigns on our teams. Understandably, there's a lot of us that are anxious to know, just what sort of numbers we can expect from that. In actuality, nobody really knows for sure. The primary and initial source for the campaign traffic that OnPassive will generate are from several different types of marketing strategies. And I think it'd probably be a good idea for us to go through some of these, like one at a time, so we can get a better understanding of the broadness of its range. Okay, the first traffic source would be from paid sources. This type of traffic is what we get when a visitor comes from a paid advertising campaign. The most popular form of this would be pay-per-click, and there's also others that include banners, adverts, pop-ups, and even video ads. We also use SEO targeted traffic. SEO simply means search engine optimization. This is a process of optimizing a website so that we can get organic or unpaid traffic from search engine results. After getting results, a targeted email is then sent to personalized messages, and they go to a particular segment of the mailing list. These emails are highly customized, and they can deliver relevant offers with value to our subscribers. We also use email marketing. This allows us to send personalized messages or ads based on previous sales and purchases. These are from customers that we've already done business with, and the chances are a lot greater of conversion with this. This kind of marketing lets us actually speak with customers more intimately and personalized than would normally be available or possible through other marketing channels. It also helps us increase brand awareness, which is huge, by getting our messages into the inboxes of these potential customers. We also do video marketing. And this is a forward-facing marketing strategy that integrates video into the campaigns. This can be used from everything from building customer rapport to promoting brands, services, and products. Customers, as you could probably attest, really like this because it's easy to digest. Can be kind of entertaining, and it's a lot more engaging than other types of marketing. The marketers like it because it potentially provides a huge return on investment, the ROI, because it uses lots of channels and because it is accessible to just about anybody with an internet access, not only to watch but to produce as well. And of course that also brings us to social media marketing, which is huge. This refers to targeting social networks and applications that will promote products and spread brand awareness. Social media marketing campaigns, they usually center around creating a social media presence on major platforms, which, I mean, obviously OnPassive has done already. You can look around now and see. I mean, our footprint is very big and very deep, or it's getting deeper every day. But there are main ones out there. To give an idea of what OnPassive is going to be working with, there are social networks that they'll be going through, like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. There's media sharing networks, a little bit different, but you guys know these as like YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, right? There's discussion forums that they'll end up getting on, Reddit, Quora, bookmarking sites and content curation sites like Pinterest and such. So there's going to be a whole lot of social media marketing going on with OnPassive, and you can bloody well believe the whole world's going to see us. We also use secondary methods that make use of existing or secondary data sources. For practical reasons, though, OnPassive limits the use of AI in these campaigns. There aren't any big data sets in generating email traffic, so it's kind of boring and it's not really worth it to stick a bunch of AI in there. However, once traffic accounts have been generated, we can certainly track it with AI to the nth degree, actually. And we also use AI for retargeting and redistributing the data, but it's not as the AI is not used as a primary or secondary source to generate our traffic. But it would be good to say that as our development of AI technologies mature within OnPassive, we're liable to use it as a primary means in the future to get traffic, but currently we don't have any plans for deploying it, not for that purpose anyway. We can still make some pretty good predictions based on the math and the testing, the trial runs, and that sort of thing. And you know as well as I do, Mr. Mafar is a brainiac and he loves to mess with those numbers. I still say, though, that the email campaigns are a type of a wild card for us, so to speak, so I'm not going to be putting any kind of detail on what I really think here. It would all be mere speculation, but I will say that I personally think the early adapters, once these campaigns go out, they're going to jump on board immediately, hard and fast. This is to say, I think the first couple of days we're going to go gangbusters, then we're going to hit a little bit of a lull while people are reacting and trying to figure things out, and then we're going to go gangbusters after that. At a bare minimum, I fully expect to hit unicorn status by launch date, but it really wouldn't surprise me to see our numbers double or triple either. Yeah, I got to be careful with those wild cards, they'll warp my brain out. Anyway, OnPassive's getting a whole lot bigger and smarter every day. I mean, that's the bottom line. And if you haven't looked into OnPassive's evolution, then you're simply not going to understand what it is or what its capabilities are. You're not going to be able to grasp its scope. Fortunately, we won't need to know much about the internal working of it. Most of us will be able to enjoy the little black box theory, which I say is just being able to say I don't care how it works or why it works, as long as it works. So, yeah, OnPassive is all done for you. If you're not a founder, I would certainly recommend you becoming one immediately, but get signed up first and then go listen to a video that's out there on my site called the OnPassive Founder, and that'll tell you exactly why you should be a founder. Then visit your GoFounders back office to view the recorded webinars. Download a lot of marketing stuff. You can communicate with the other founders on the social media platform back there. And you can also go see what new things show up on the Leadership Council tab. But I want to make sure too that you get an invite. I want to invite you to join if you're not already a member. But if you've been invited by an existing founder, then I would certainly encourage you to go back to that founder and join up in their team. I know that they would certainly appreciate that. It would go a long way to mark your integrity as well. However, if you're here because you're super smart and figuring things out, and you like an invitation because you intuitively know that you've got what it takes, then please click on the link in the description box below and join right now. You're going to be glad you joined this adventure, so much so that you'll hardly be able to take it all in, and I would sure appreciate having you on my team as well. I want to thank you for listening. I sure hope that everybody's gotten something from this. I appreciate everybody's encouragement, and I wish you all many, many blessings.